this is the highlight of this entire Facebook advertising training. All the setup that we have done so far is leading up to this point. Now, if I were to sum up Facebook advertising, it's always in these 3 steps: campaign, ad sets, and ads. Now, before I get started, I just want to give you a heads up of what these 3 tabs or these 3 steps represent. Okay, in campaigns, we talk about the objective, which we're going to do afterwards. It's rather simple. I'm going to give you something that's very straightforward. And then when it comes to ad sets, this is basically where you set up your targeting, which country you want to advertise to, what kind of detailed interest, what kind of audience, age group, gender, and so on. Okay. And third, last but not least, would be your ad creatives. And this is where you're going to be putting in your ad copy, which we have discussed on how to do it in another video, where your images are, where your videos are. Okay. Now, this video might take quite a bit of time, but it's going to be well worthwhile. So I want you to follow me every step of the way and pay close attention. I don't want you to do anything else. Just follow what I have to do here. And after this, you have a lot of time to do your own setup, your own Facebook advertising, campaign creation, and so on. All right, now let's get started. Now, be very sure that first of all, you are already in your ads manager. So this is one of the ads manager that I'm using right now. If you're not sure how to get here, I'm just going to backtrack a little bit. You go to the top left, and in your business manager, you can either click on the ad account here or the ads manager link over here as well. All right, so they both go to the same place. Let's click on it, and you will arrive in your ads manager, and this is where we're going to be creating your advertisement. Okay, we're going to make the first one, and at this point I had already stand by a test Facebook ad copy with a test image to show you how this is done. Now, for all intents and purposes, we're going to do a conversions campaign, and we're going to do this with the intention of generating leads. Now, if you're going to be doing this because you want to get purchases and all that, it's still the same thing. Okay, it's the same mindset, the same setup. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to click on create, and we're going to do the first step, campaigns. If you had already set up your Facebook pixel and you had already added the event codes and the Facebook pixel code to your web pages, then you can do this. All right, now I know some of you might be thinking right now, what about the rest of these options like brand awareness, reach? Doesn't traffic make more sense? Are we doing lead generation? Should we be clicking on this? Well, I want you to ignore everything else and just follow me. Okay, I know I've said that like a couple of times already, and I might remind you every now and then. It's because discipline is of the utmost importance right now. It's very tempting to click anywhere else. I don't want you to do that, because if you do that, you're going to be making quite some costly financial mistakes. So please don't do that. Okay, pay close attention to what I'm doing here. Follow this to the letter. Okay, now click on conversions, and I just want to tell you up front that when I do campaign objective, I would say like 90 to even 100% of the time I do conversion campaigns from my ad accounts. I rarely choose any others. And if you're wondering why I don't want to do this, or what do all these other campaign objectives represent, I'll explain that in another video. So right now, do first, understand later. Got me? Beautiful. All right, so we're going to choose conversions, and we're going to click this pull down menu here, and we're going to give it a name. All right, so in this case of this example here, I'm going to be giving away a free PDF ebook. So I'm just going to call it PDF book. Okay, or conversions PDF book. So I normally like to name the campaign objective here, so it's quite straightforward. So I'm going to call it conversions. The next thing we're going to do is ad set and ad. Now, this is a bit too early to set up right now. Okay, I'm just going to click on skip ad set, because this is quite a setup in its own. You have to be thorough about it. There's no point giving it a name right now. Let's skip this part, click on continue, and we're now reviewing our setups for the campaign. Okay, we're still on the first step called campaign. We haven't gone to the second step yet. So we're just going to confirm the campaign name. Yes, this is the name of the campaign. You can change the name later. We can pretty much ignore all of this right now. Ignore all of this. And you might be asked campaign budget optimization, or CBO. Now, this is something that should be covered only in an advanced level, but for beginners, I will recommend that you turn this off. In fact, when I advertise for the first time for any new campaigns, I do not use campaign budget optimization, or CBO. Again, if you're wondering what this is all about, I don't think it's time for you to worry about that just yet. It's a little bit too early, and no worry, you can still get results with or without CBO. this is something that's reserved only on a higher level, or as you spend more money with Facebook ads, or as you get more advanced, then you can get into CBO, okay? But right now, just ignore it. And what I want to say is that as far as campaign setup goes, it's actually very easy. You can pretty much leave all of this alone and make sure that campaign budget optimization is turned off. And we're going to click publish. And yep, we've already done the first step. See how easy that was? Okay, so I'm going to click on close. And we're not done yet. We're only just starting out like step 1 out of 3. Now we're going to step number 2. So now it's quite easy to see this right now because this is the only campaign that we have at the moment. And we haven't set up anything else yet. Okay, so as you start creating more campaigns, it might get a little bit more cluttered. So what you want to get a habit is that you want to click on this, tick this box so that you see every ad set or advertisement that's related to this campaign. So I'm going to move on to the next part, which is ad set. Okay, so we're now on step 2. And in step 2, we have not created any targeting just yet. Okay, so we'll click on create. And we're going to give it a name. Okay, so now I'm normally quite reluctant to give it a name at this point because we haven't set up anything just yet, so I'm just going to call it a test at the moment. Okay, so I know this might sound a bit weird, just bear with me. We'll call it test right now because I just want to create the ad set.